Hello, it's the LL studio here, just doing our first Let's Build here, and this time it's going to be let's build a town centre in a medieval village. So we toyed around with a couple of ideas with the walls. As you can see, we ended up picking the darkest wooden logs there, and then we had ideas of really how to make it. So we thought white wall maybe in between the logs to make it give that more medieval feeling that you get in olden time medieval houses. So we continued with the log effect, the log and the wall effect here. We took a long time with flattening out this land just to get it right so we can make this a really good medieval themed village. So we thought that at the back we could do the wool effect still, but in the end we thought it wouldn't look just right. So we thought, even though in medieval places they don't really have much glass, but we thought we might just have a little bit of modernisation and put the glass at the back. As you can see, there's a massive gap with no logs down the middle. And then we started on the roof. The design of the roof is quite tricky, and we were thinking about what logs and just toying about with the design there, but instead we decided still having the same logs there. And later on you'll see what I mean by modernisation by the glass. We also use a bit more glass in the roof. So as the roof continues there, when we sort of had the triangular effect, we were using logs, planks, and we didn't really know what to do. We thought we might use the normal, and then we thought no. So we decided on the darkest logs, wooden planks there is. But then in the end we didn't think they didn't fit too well with the logs. So in the end we just stayed with normal wooden planks. And still continuing down there with the wall pattern. So we continued the log pattern either side. Still quite a tricky design. Especially for those new Minecraft players that want to build big houses, I would recommend maybe going for a bit more of an easier design. So there we ended up joining the roof together just to give that sort of just a bit more of an effect. So we joined the planks, still continuing with the wall pattern. So here's a little idea of what it looks like so far. You can't really see what it is going to look like, but soon it will be very nice. So as you can see here, the roof looks quite very nice with the wooden planks and those types of logs. Still continuing the wall, and there we've left that, and that will be for some glass to like just brighten up the area without having to use too many torches. And now we start with the glass panes. As you saw a small little bit, I'll just quickly get to the other side so you can have a little look what's happening. So there are the glass panes. Well, it's hard to explain really, they just fit really nicely with the logs. And like just not having glass blocks that just take out a whole block. It's like, it just gives that feeling that it's going to be good. So once we had finished with that side there, we quickly flew over to the other side and continued the pattern over here. Making sure everything looks perfect along the way. When the face pane has to be destroyed, it has to be perfect. So you can see what a great town's hall this is going to be. And just a quick check, the wall pattern. So once we got to the last bits of wall, we sort of toyed around with the design of the back bit. Like there it's there's a massive opening. So we didn't quite know what to do. We thought maybe add wall, but it didn't look too right. So in the end we stuck with glass blocks. And then we started to carve out the flooring. As you might just see through there. So at this moment in time we still didn't quite know what to do with that gap. But then we thought, this time we decided on glass blocks. Because glass panes, they didn't like sort of work there. It just didn't give the same feeling as the glass blocks did. And then putting light wooden planks as the flooring inside the town centre. So here's a little view of what it was like in work. So still with the back, put in the glass blocks, too high. Just finishing off the last block. And if you quickly have a look through the panes, and if you had good eyes, you could see finishing off the floor was quite easy. So they're just finishing off the glass pattern at the back, needing to make it 2 blocks high. So there it is. Most of it is finished. So now all we're gonna do. So now that's it for part 1. Hopefully we will see you in part 2 when we're finishing off the town centre.